Hello everybody, today is June the 10th, 2024. I am gonna make a quick video today about some of my positions. I don't think I wanna get deep into that many stocks today until we get more news, especially what we have coming up on Wednesday the 12th. And then I think after the 12th I will be more I guess I would have better thesis for some of the setups that I'm seeing. But I'm gonna mention some of the positions that I have, some other alerts that I gave last month that are actually playing very well. Celsius is one of them. And then that'll be it for today. Anyways, I am a swing trader, day trader. I do like to make my decisions based upon the 1 day chart, and then I move down into these lower time frames in order to place my orders based upon the strength of the stock or the weakness of the stock. This is not financial advice. Make your own decisions when you trade, and do your own research. I strongly recommend doing your own research. This is just for educational purposes, and if you see any utility on this, well, that makes me happy. If not, well, there's not much I can do about it. Anyways, one of the stocks that I mentioned last week was AMD. I think it was somewhere, if I look at my notes, somewhere in those candles where the little arrow is. But I think I mentioned AMD on the 4th, so exactly where it is here. I mentioned this support level, and what I actually liked about the stock being so tight around the SMA 35, which is this line over here. But I was just warning to proceed with caution. Today the stock went down 4.49%, so I do believe that now we have more of a bearish sentiment in this stock, and 150 to 145 to 145 is probably more feasible right now than actually going up to 180. So again, I'm not personally thinking about any entries unless there is something that is super obvious for tomorrow, and maybe do some day trades tomorrow. I might do that actually, but I think I'm gonna be very conservative until what we might see coming out of CPI on Wednesday, and then we also have the FOMC projections, so and the Fed interest rate decision. That is going to be pretty interesting. So nothing really that I want to really commit to because of that catalyst and the volatility that comes into it. And again, my swing trades they last for no more than a week in some cases, so that is what I'm thinking right now. Another stock that I want to talk about is Celsius. I did mention Celsius back on, I think what I put on X was on November. Let's take a look, because I did put, and I'm not gonna be posting on X until Wednesday afternoon because I want to see what's going on. But I did mention Celsius on the 23rd. My thesis here was this double top. I did enter here on this candle, and I did sell here somewhere around the SMA 35. My options in this case were up 700%. If I would have been or if I was actually more patient with this move, this would have been a really nice trade. But I was happy with this, and I normally, when I see this type of candles, my expectation is that there is going to be some sort of change in direction, especially here on the SMA 35s, and the stocks sometimes tend to bounce back, but also when they cross the SMA 35, whereas it's on the way down or up, you can also see a continuation of the movement. Now what I'm going to be looking for Celsius now is the fact, so I'm taking some notes, the fact that now it's going to start getting oversold, I don't see this stopping anywhere. I don't have any support level here actually that I have um, that actually caught my eye right now, but so I'm not gonna give you a support level to keep an eye on. But the reality here is that I'm actually looking more to the MACD and the TSI. The MACD is catching more momentum on the way down, as you can see here on the histogram, and the TSI definitely looks pretty strong, which is part of what this indicator tells you. And the momentum is definitely bearish. We are under the 0 line. We're almost at 30 on the RSI, and we went down almost 10% today. So what a move. Again, sometimes I feel like, why didn't I let this run? But whatever. I'm happy with what I did here, and I'm glad that if you actually took any positions here in this area, hopefully you actually were patient enough to take this whole run. But yeah, I mentioned this name on the 23rd, which is this post right here, and if you go back, the 23rd was this day, the day actually when I actually took a position. So that was pretty nice. I do have a couple of names that I want to mention, which are Cava. Cava is interesting. I still like the setup, and the reason why I like this setup is because I see the MACD and the TSI pretty high. The RSI is still high. It's not overbought, but it's still pretty high. I do have puts. They expire on July 19th. Right now, this position, I was at like 30 or 35% as of Friday. Today they are completely flat, so that 30% is gone. I am, I believe, minus negative $20 or $30, so I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna give it more time. I still think that this has a lot of room to keep going down. However, today had a pretty solid day, almost 4.39%. That is pretty good, but I like to see this. Now we can say, well, this is a bull flag formation. This might break up. Yeah, that could be the case. But when I take a look at the MACD and the TSI, it gives me a little more of a bias that the move would probably keep going down towards 80. I will keep an eye on this. I think that if economic indicators come dovish, or I guess CPA comes lower, and then the Fed is kind of dovish, I will have to sell. But until now, I think I'm just gonna keep this puts and see how they behave. So another one that I want to mention that I actually bought today, and I think, I'm gonna be honest, I pulled the trigger a little bit too soon. They are green, that's fine, whatever, but I think I normally like to wait for the MACD and the TSI to get closer to the signal lines. I didn't do it today, but I did buy some puts, and my thesis is we are gonna go down towards this price gap right here. Are we gonna feel it? I don't know, but definitely you can use these areas right here, support, which will be 1875 or maybe 1880. But again, I like how extended this was or is. It would have been more optimal if we actually go all the way up to 25, 24, where we're having this resistance level. But again, maybe I did buy this a little bit too soon. These options are green, not by much. So if tomorrow Chewy kind of comes back or something, I would just sell them to a very small loss, but I would definitely re-enter somewhere around here. The only thing that worries me again is where the news that we're gonna get on Wednesday, because basically all my positions right now are puts. They are based mostly on how I see the chart rather than catalyst or whatnot, and that's a risky part of how I trade, and I'm very conscious of that. What else do we have here? Let's keep an eye on this. So I mentioned these two stocks yesterday. I mentioned CORZ Scientific, and then we're gonna go and take a look at Credo Technology. So there is a couple of things about these two stocks. They are super extended, especially this one, CORZ Scientific. I would like to buy puts, but this is some of the problems that you might encounter. Right now they have volume, but the reality here is that these stocks don't trade with a lot of volume, and they're not very liquid. So when you buy your options, they are probably going to execute, but when you go to sell them, you might get stuck with them. So just be careful with that. If there is, I guess, a decline in liquidity on these stocks, I probably won't enter. But I love to see the fact that they keep rallying. Today, this one went up 5.5%, and I don't see a ceiling on this because it's relatively new. And if you see the RSI, the TSI, and the MACD, they look pretty, I would say, for lack of a better term, unhealthy. So I'm just waiting for this to start fading. I thought on Friday that maybe the day was coming, but today, I don't have any positions on this, but today we can see again that it had a pretty decent move at 5.53%. So let me make some notes here because I like to keep notes of everything that I look on a daily basis. And then Credo, and I don't know what this thing is so slow, but okay, is this gonna work? Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why my computer got so slow all of a sudden. But anyways, Credo Technology. So this one as well keeps going up. And I think on this one especially, I was saying yesterday, I want to see this going up as high as it gets. But let's take a look at the 1 minute chart and see how this trades. Again, you can also see that there is not a lot of liquidity on this name, and that could be problematic on the time of execution. Sometimes in these cases it's better just to either short stocks or buy stocks rather than options. And again, it's because the execution would actually work better. But again, this went up 5.2% today. So just keep an eye on these names. And I definitely I'm just looking at them to see if there is an opportunity to short them once they start going down. Then I do have a position on Freshpet. I still think that we have room to at least to 124 and maybe have a retest over here. So I do have some puts on this. Again, these ones, I like all the puts that I bought last week. There were Cava, then Freshpet, and Credos. They were all about between 20 and 40% on Friday. Today they are all flat. Totally sucks, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not losing any of my principal money, so I'm good. I'm good with that. So, anyways, so today went up 2.27%. This is another one. I'm very worried about this one and Credos, and I'm gonna tell you why, because basically what I mentioned. The execution of the options. I should have bought stocks, but I did buy options. My bad, but fuck it. And I might have some problems when I go to sell. Anyways, it went up 2.27%, but I still believe that we have a lot of room to the downside. So I'll keep an eye on this support level here, and obviously this resistance level here. But so far I'm flat right now, so I'm good if this actually starts moving a little bit on against me, or what if it goes on my favor, that would be great. And Kratos, I did mention this about a week ago, so somewhere around here, on maybe on the 31st, maybe. Okay, so what I like about this was the behavior of the MACD, TSI. It was a little bit on, or very close to the 70 level right here on the RSI. And this is going down as well. and it was pretty much flat today. I'm not too worried about this. I think the next support level is the SMA 35, but again, this is another illiquid stock, which is even worse than fresh paid. So I'm definitely gonna have problems selling this. So what I would probably do is sell one option at a time and see if they fill that order, my orders that way. If not, well, I should have been more careful, I guess, on seeing those things. Now I do have one. Well, I'm gonna mention Tesla later, so I have to. Shopify. This looks great. So I mentioned Shopify on the 22nd, I believe, which was here, 22nd of May. Now we're over here. I was mentioning that going over 61.79 would be great. I don't have a position on this. I did have a position somewhere in this area right here. Excuse me, but I don't have one yet. And again, I'm gonna wait 2 more days until Wednesday passes, or maybe buy something on Thursday or Wednesday by the end of the day, and see the reaction of this. I think this gap is gonna fill if there is nothing crazy going on Wednesday, and so I do see, or I do think, that there is a lot of room on the MACD, TSI, RSI to keep going this way. Tomorrow is probably going to be a volatile day, or could be just a choppy day. I don't think we're going to see anything too dramatic. Hopefully I'm not wrong about that. And lastly, let's talk about Tesla. Tesla. So this looks pretty tight. This stock has been on this level of, or range of, 170 to what? Probably less, 170 to 180 for a while. I don't know how many days or trading days is this, but it looks like 3 weeks at least. And I think the next move is gonna be pretty dramatic. When is the next move? Well, you have Wednesday, there are gonna be news, you're gonna see some big candles here or whatnot. But Thursday, by the end of the day, we're gonna know, or by Friday for sure, we're gonna know what are gonna be the results of the votes for the compensation for Elon Musk. And I think that's gonna be the main catalyst for Tesla. So just keep an eye on Tesla. I'm not gonna trade this thing, I'm just gonna keep some distance from it, but the chart itself looks pretty interesting. But again, you're gonna have an explosion either way. I think if we go down, we're gonna go down hard, and if we go up, we're probably gonna go towards the 200 level or whatnot. Definitely, we're probably gonna break 193. But if we have bad news for Tesla, I think we're just gonna dip at least to this level, which is 140 something, 148. That would be really bad news. 138 would be catastrophic. But that's what I have for Tesla right now, and that's what I have for you guys today. Again, I'm not going to be putting too much on, on X, and I'll just wait until Wednesday and see the news. I'll definitely make another video tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.